Welcome to the second intro to my interactive videos. I don't know why, but on YouTube, I cannot put my videos in order for you to follow unless you go to the playlist group in the category section. So if you want to follow these interactive videos as intended, please go to the playlist on this channel. And now, since I got that out the way, let's begin. So I'm going to try a little rap here, okay? When I try to suppress my stress, it's a mess that I need to address in order to progress, unless I digest something different from me. Blessed managing the stress, I'm completely free. I confess what ConscienSiS is what you need. Stress is the enemy, I agree. So take heed. Woo! You heard that? Now I know I can't rap. And I know ConscienSiS is not a word. But I had to make it rhyme. You know, ConscienSiS, you know what I mean, right? You see these rhyming skills out here. Don't play with me. Oh, man. Okay. But for real, on a serious note, what is stress? Stress is regarded as being overwhelmed with responsibility. And some see it as containing enormous pressure. Stress can be the wear and tear of everyday life that causes emotional or physical tension. It helps us face difficult situations, whether real or imagined. Now, I must say that the word stress seems to be popular in conversation nowadays. I mean, you hear it on the news, you read about it in magazines, it's mentioned in school, it's preached at church, and discussed at family gatherings, you know what I'm saying? So you would just hear it all the time. I would just ask how individuals, like in passing, how are they doing? And most responses was like, I'm okay, but I'm busy and just can't find enough time in the day, you know? What needs to be done, needs to be done. It's stressing me out, but I can't complain. And they speak just like that, and it's fast, and you can just see the stress just coming down on them, you know? And that's when I realized that our stress as a whole is getting out of control. I realized it is more to stress because it helps and harms depending on the situation. For example, stress can be caused by many different things, like your job, your relationships, significant life changes, or death in the family, like planning the funeral, or just like money, health, or societal problems. These things can really get you stressed out. And at this point, what do you do? How do you handle that? So some stress can help. And it can help by helping us perform better under pressure. But it can have adverse effects as well, with excess stress affecting our physical and mental health. You can find that stress can give you like headaches, anxiety, irritability, muscle tension, and sometimes depression. If you don't take care of it and the stress is left unchecked, it can bring on many health problems like high blood pressure, heart disease, headaches, being very fatigued, changes in sex drive, sleep problems, and more. And I know I mentioned headaches twice, but that's what I deal with when I'm up under stress. I get headaches. You know, and so with all of this being said, I started researching and I found that some people could describe stress. So when you ask people about stress, they can describe it. They can describe their stress. But which kind of stress was it? And that's important. Was it distress or eustress? Distress is the negative stress we carry with us, arousing anxiety with a disquieted spirit, you know? And for example, like having financial difficulties, marital problems, traumatic events, or time management and organization difficulties. It is not the big things we stress about that drives us up the wall, right? Nah. It's the continuing series of small mishaps that does it, that just get on your last nerves. So how do we handle that, y'all? How do we handle stress? Let's talk about eustress. Now, eustress is referred to as positive stress. For example, when you are planning like a wedding or like the journey of having a baby, competing or performing in public, maintaining healthy relationships, job changes, starting a new semester at school, or starting a new YouTube channel like myself. How do we handle this type of stress? Because they are both stress, right? Whichever one you are dealing with, it can cause havoc on your nervous system as well. And if you can't manage it, that's a danger. Stressors tend to evoke fight or flight reactions that affect a number of systems. And not to mention, it can affect the immune system as well. Some believe that stress plays a role in 50% to 80% of all illnesses and diseases. Stress creates a hormone in your body called cortisol, and it suppresses your immune system's effectiveness in fighting off invaders, especially if you are dealing with chronic stress. Its ripple effects on our health can be devastating. We all need stress buffers to regulate pressures in life, right? And I say that because once we begin to manage it, we can balance it. Let's break down what manageability is. It refers to our ability as humans to access internal and external coping resources and use them when we need them. We can have the ability to emotionally make sense of demands and to perceive these demands as worthwhile investments of our energy as challenges rather than burdens. And as your sis from a different miss, I am here to guide you on a path of understanding the difference between the two. So, let's take our breathing break right now. So, I would like to take this opportunity to think about how much we know about stress. Did you know the difference between the eustress of it all and distress, the negative side? And which one do you lean more towards? I know for me, I lean towards the eustress, changing jobs, children lives changing, planning events and stuff like that. Please put opinions and thoughts in the comment section below. I would appreciate it. Let me know which one you deal with, because that can generate stimulating dialogue. So right now, let's take our breathing break. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Whew. Okay, that break just gave me a reboot in my brain. So let's recap right now, okay? We spoke about what stress is and how it is a natural physical and mental response to a situation. We also talked about how there is a difference between eustress and distress and how they are different, but they can have the same effects on us if we don't manage them. So now, as promised, I, your sis, will provide 2 options to direct your pathway to progress. Please, don't stress out. Don't stress out. That's what we're trying to avoid, right? But choose a pathway that will benefit you. And if you think both paths are interesting, you can always come back and choose the other pathway, right? So now, I'll leave it up to you. Pathway 1, dealing with eustress, or pathway 2, dealing with distress. Come on. I'm waiting. I'll be here. I'll be on the other side. Just wait.